Hello friends, till now we have studied three different techniques for measurement of length of the fiber: hand stapling method, grease plate method and comb sorter method. Hand stapling method gives us result in terms of staple length. Grease plate method and comb sorter method gives us result in terms of effective length. Both staple length and effective length are used for setting the rollers. As far as grease plate method and comb sorter methods are concerned, these two methods, they are based on the principle that is end aligned fiber distribution. Before we start discussing the next method to measure length of the fiber, let us have discussion on fiber distribution in roller drafting. Let us assume these are the two pairs of drafting roller, and these are the fibers which are being drafted through these two pairs of rollers. If you just imagine the distribution of the fibers at the roller nip over here, then the distribution of the fiber is something like this. We may get fiber at roller nip something like this. It can be even like this. It may be like this also, or it can be this way. Now, there are several such fibers at the nip of the roller. And considering these fibers, if you try to draw the distribution of the fiber, it is something like this, based on the length which is gripped at rollers. You may get length as short as this. It can be this much also, right? Now, is this a true length of the fiber? If all the fibers are gripped at roller nip, this is roller nip, right? So, if all the fibers are gripped at roller nip, is this a true length of the fiber? Obviously, this is not true length. This is the length which is available. This is what is called as span of the fiber. Span of the fiber which is gripped at rollers. Now, if you just try to draw the distribution of fibers at rollers, at roller grip, then the distribution is something like this, right? You may get fiber, available length of the fiber at roller nip equal to this much, maybe this, or even you may get this much of length. But is this a true length of the fiber? No, this is not true length of the fiber. This is only one side of the roller we are observing. If you just see the distribution of the fibers, it is something like this, actual distribution of the fiber. The available length for this fiber is from this point to this, while actual length of the fiber is this much. So, this is true length of the fiber, while this is available length, and technically it is called as span. Span length, right? Here for this fiber, though this is available length, the actual length is from this point to this point. For this fiber, this is the available length, span of the fiber, well this is actual length. So here, this distribution of the fiber is not end aligned. Is this end aligned distribution? Obviously, this is not end aligned distribution. The fibers are arranged, distributed randomly. This distribution is therefore called as randomly aligned distribution. The one which we have studied under the techniques grease plate method and comb sorter method, these two methods are based on end aligned sample. The ends of the fiber, all the fibers are aligned to an end. So this principle is known as end aligned principle, end aligned sample. While in the roller drafting, what we have is random distribution of the fiber. And therefore, the next method which we are going to discuss is based on randomly aligned sample, randomly aligned principle, and we'll be studying fibrograph. Before we start studying fibrograph, let us discuss concept of span length in detail. In this diagram, we have understood that though this is true length of the fiber, the available length is called as span, right? Now, as far as roller drafting is concerned, we should find out length which is nearer to or approximately equal to the staple length. So, to get that particular length, to find out that particular length, we have to prepare randomly aligned sample. The very first step is to prepare randomly aligned sample. To prepare randomly aligned sample, we should have a comb. This is a metallic comb, right? So this is a metallic comb, very simple in construction. Like this comb has locking arrangement at this point. And as you can see here, there are teeth inside. With the help of this locking arrangement, you can turn this comb. The lock can be turned in this direction, right? Now when you turn this lock, these combs will turn, these teeth will turn in this direction. So when the comb is unlocked in this condition, then you can grip the fibers here. Fibers can be gripped here, and when you turn this lock in that direction, the fiber gets locked here, right? Since the teeth will be closed, the fibers get locked inside the comb. How to prepare this randomly aligned sample or how to grip the fibers inside this comb, I'll be explaining in subsequent slides. Just remember, this comb is mainly used to prepare randomly aligned sample, which consists of a lock, so that you can turn this lock in this direction to lock the fibers inside the comb, or if you want, you can remove the fibers by unlocking, by turning this lock in this direction, right? Now let us move to the concept of span length. This is a comb wherein we have gripped fibers, right? Now here the fibers are gripped randomly. This is not end aligned distribution. Let us assume this is a comb, metallic comb, and these are the fibers which are gripped in the comb. So different fibers are there in this comb having different length, right? Now if you just have a look at the tip of the fibers, this is not end aligned distribution. If you just open the comb and if you observe the fibers here, these are the ends of these fibers are entangled, right? So these ends are not aligned. these are randomly arranged. Over here you will find entangled fibers. So this type of distribution of fiber is known as randomly aligned sample. Coming back to the concept of span length, here let us assume at gripping point we have 1000 fibers. Now if you just go on moving the comb in this direction, let us assume you are moving the comb in this direction. Now as you start moving the comb in this direction, what will happen is there will be reduction in number of fibers. Let us assume you have moved up to this point, then this fiber will end. Afterwards, this fiber will end, this fiber will end, and so on. And a stage will come when there are 50% of total number of fibers are present. So here at gripping point we have 1000 fibers, and when you start moving the comb in this direction, since there is reduction in number of fibers, you may get a position where there are 500 fibers. Now this distance moved by the comb is technically called as 50% span length, because this is specific span, specific in terms of number of fibers. At gripping we have 1000 fibers, and at this point we have 50% fibers. So this distance covered by the comb is called as 50% span length. Very similar to this, if you continue the movement of comb in this direction, again there will be reduction in number of fibers. Few fibers, they start ending, and you will get a position where there are few fibers. In this example, these are 25 fibers out of 1000. Originally there were 1000 fibers, and now at this point there are 25 fibers. So this 25 is 2.5% of total number of fibers, and hence this distance covered by the comb is called as 2.5% span length. See once again. Here at gripping point, or the comb grips 1000 fibers at random. If you start moving the comb in this direction, you will get reduction in number of fibers, because fiber starts ending based on their length, based on available length, and you will get a condition where there are 50% of total number of fibers are present. Distance between the gripping point and the point where 50% of fibers are present is known as 50% span length. Very similar to this, distance between a gripping point and a point where 2.5% of total number of fibers are present, this distance is known as 2.5% span length. So, span length in general is defined as distance between the catching point of the fibers, that is where we have 100% fibers, and a point where required number of fibers are present. 2.5% span length is distance between the catching point of fibers, that is where 100% fibers are there, and a point where 2.5% of total number of fibers are there. 50% span length is distance between catching point and a point where 50% of total number of fibers are present. Now, staple length is used to set the rollers. Effective length is used to set the rollers. So, we should have a length with this technique also, through which we can set the rollers effectively. We can control our process effectively. And here, 2.5% span length has very good correlation with staple length. So people started setting the machineries with what is called as 2.5% span length. So 2.5% span length is the one which is used to set the rollers. Thus, 2.5% span length is used for roller setting. To decide quality of raw material, we have to consider a ratio, that is 50% span length and 2.5% span length. Friends, in this diagram, if there is less gap between the 50% span length and 2.5% span length, what you can say is there is less variation in these 50% fibers. So the material is uniform. If there is huge gap, huge difference between 50% and 2.5% span length, then what we can say, there is variation, higher variation in these 50% fibers. Considering the same, here in this formula, uniformity ratio is defined as ratio of 50% span length and 2.5% span length. Higher the ratio means we get better quality of raw material. So with this concept of span length, we can use 2.5% span length for setting the rollers, while uniformity ratio is used to judge the quality of raw material. This is all about randomly aligned sample and concept of span length. In next video, we shall have discussion on measurement of span length with fibrograph. Thank you.